All right, I think we're there.
Okay.
Photo. All right, Curmudgeon's Corner. What 17? Is that where we're at? Great Scots. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming out on a Saturday night. I know your time is very valuable, especially as we approach the holiday season. So I'm really, really grateful for everybody being here. Um, and I think out of all the millions of places that y'all could be, you decided to hang out with Phoenix and Nacho Man.
What's
So
up?
we're really happy to have you here, Nacho. Thanks for giving me your Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know you're one of the busiest guys in the industry, so I do want to be mindful of your time. Um, but I think that more than an influencer, you're definitely a personality, and I definitely wanted to have you on. I wanted you to have on my show.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. Actually, a little hungry.
Yeah.
Wife just got home. She went to an office thing where they have a party, and she brought me home with some fries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, are you serious? Like, fries just ain't gonna cut it. Like, where's the beef?
Maybe it's the appetizer to something else.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, let's give a shout out to everybody that decided to hang out with us right out of the gate. Looks like Texas Dee, Adrian, Tim from Shiny Light Detailing, Eileen, Superados in the house, Papa Smurf, Humberto. I thought I saw Hawaii Tim in here, Greeny the Detailer.
Oh,
And just like that, he was gone. Kaiser Soze.
hang on.
I saw Mark, Cat Guy, is in the house. So really super appreciate everybody coming in.
Just clicking things I shouldn't be clicking.
That's all right. Hey, we got two fellas in here from the land down under, Australia. Andrew just showed up, and I'm pretty sure Greeny is from Australia as well. So, 'tis the season. This is Curmudgeon's Corner 17, week 2 of the Phoenix Rise from the Ashes Pay It Forward campaign, which is something that I wanted to talk to you about tonight for sure. But right now, can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm getting some feedback. And anyway, I guess let me turn this down. Whoa. I guess I owe you an apology. I wanted to have you on the show a couple of months ago. You were scheduled to be on the show, I think. What was it, September or something? But you were getting ready. Basically, you were getting ready. You had just done the Detail Dive podcast, and you were getting ready to go and do a car show with them. And I was trying to schedule you to help you promote the car show, and I guess that never happened. And so then things kind of got away from us. And again, with the intention of those guys trying to reschedule you, I kept pushing it off. And now, as I'm sure most people in the room knows, Detail Dive has dissolved, and there's probably not going to be a Detail Dive car show. So I figured now would be a great time to get you on the show, because speaking of the Detail Dive, I went back, when I host a guest, I like to, do a little digging on them and get some questions and try to learn a little bit more about them so we can have an intelligent conversation. And I went back and I listened to that Detail Dive, and I think that there was a lot of things that they touched on, but they really didn't dig into. And I'd like to, we spoke backstage a little bit, and I asked if there was anything off the table, and you said no, that you're a pretty open guy. And this episode of Curmudgeon's Corner might be a little bit different, meaning we might not do a whole lot of detailing conversation, but I think that you and I both have a very near and dear situation that directly ties into the Pay It Forward Rise from the Ashes campaign that we're currently in the middle of. So for anybody that doesn't know, the Rise from the Ashes Pay It Forward campaign runs from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and anybody can be nominated. Preferably you nominating somebody else that you think needs a leg up or a hand out, not a hand up, but a hand up, a helping hand to kind of get through the season, the holiday season, maybe a new entrepreneur that is just getting into the business and just kind of needs help. We have so much stuff donated. Ryan Hansen's given us polishers. Fab Automotive Detailing has donated pads. There's just been a lot of people pouring out a lot of stuff. We have shop supplies donated. I talked to my accountant last night trying to figure out, how to set up a charity. Last year, at the end of last year, people wanted to donate money. So it's one of those things. Big Red in the house. Good to see you. Rich Smith, Cash Cool Dad, Ryan Mulhern. Oh my gosh, everybody's poured in. That's so great.
Tim's in there too.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, so the Pay It Forward campaign, we're in week 2, I think, of 4 weeks. Next week we'll have my brother Trainwreck on the show, and the week after that it will be Doug from Detail It, and then Ryan, the chairman of the campaign, will be on December 27th to announce the winners. Okay, so let's get into you, Nacho Man.
Nice.
Since you're the star of the show, I heard a little bit of why you got nicknamed Nacho Man. Is it safe to assume that is your favorite food?
Well, yeah, it's pretty close to my favorite food. It's one of my favorite foods. Nachos.
I mean, apparently every time you turned around, everybody saw you with nachos in your hand, and that's how the name got stuck. Hey, Nacho!
Yeah. Yeah, they would see me at the racetrack, and they would just, anytime they see me in the pits, they would just say, "Hey, Nacho Man," because I always ate they just had good nachos.
At the racetrack.
Plus they had the jalapenos.
The racetrack that you were talking about in Maryland.
That's great.
When I looked it up online, it's motocross. Is that right?
No, it's drag race. It's straight line.
It's drag race.
Yeah,
Okay.
they do have a dirt track out there, but yeah, I was quarter mile.
All right, because I wasn't sure, because you said this is a quote from the detail dive. You said you're a Mustang guy on 2 wheels. What does that mean?
Because the front end comes up.
Ah, all right.
So when I let the hammer down, she's up on 2 wheels.
I get it now. All right.
Yeah. So
I saw it up on 2 wheels and motocross, and I was like, maybe he's into bikes. Oh my God. Huh. All right.
Yeah,
so,
a bike that you can't steer.
I've seen a lot of videos, especially on YouTube. They gravitate towards the wrecks more than they actually talk about the actual races. Sure. So I guess that's what most people know. Al Daly's in the house. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming out. So you were in Maryland at the time, and then it said here that you went through some stuff. You like going fast and looking good, but you went through some stuff, and you were a plumber in Maryland, and that got you to Texas. How did that get you to Texas?
There was a company down here that needed somebody with my experience and my knowledge. And I mean, pretty much everybody that knows me knows that I support small businesses. I support people who need help because I like to give. So it's just in my nature to want to do that. So I was talking to him. He said he needed me. He even paid to get me down there to Texas. And when we got here, we only had $200 to our name. And we've been here now going on 13 years. And we were able to be successful, and thank the Lord for looking after me and my family and keeping me strong and keep my head on my shoulders. And I just stayed to the grind, and here we are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So again, this is kind of why I want this Curmudgeon's Corner could get a little bit. It could go off the rails very quickly. I.e., could be dark. I think from what you were talking about on the, like, you didn't really get into it, but you talked a little bit about it on the podcast, and moving from Maryland to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You'd said basically you had $200 in your pocket.
Yep.
Now, going back to this time last year when we did the first Curmudgeon's Corner, you sent me an email when you nominated yourself.
Yep.
And you said, "You know my story."
Yeah.
Right? And I shared it with the guys, and I was like, I don't really know his story.
Yeah.
But knowing that you left Maryland to go all the way to Texas, and I'm looking at the map, and that's not an easy feat.
No.
With $200 in your pocket.
Yep.
It's got to be terrifying.
It is, but you know what makes it great is I got a real strong, supportive wife. Julie, she makes sure that I'm okay, and she keeps me straight, because I can get out of hand real quick, and she keeps me on the right path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had her support, and so having her support gave me strength to do what I had to do, which is leave the environment that I was in, let go of things, and start a new life, and that's what I did.
Are you comfortable getting into what you're talking? So basically, what I'm trying to drive at is there are a lot of people that may not be in this chat room, but they'll watch the video down the line.
Yeah.
Especially during this time of year, a lot of us come from a dark background. We wrestle with depression. I'm a big supporter of the Valhallas, which is, basically it's suicide awareness with veterans. 22 veterans killed themselves a day, and there's so many things that play into it: drugs, alcohol, loneliness, poverty, any number of things, separation from their families. You just said that you had a very supportive wife. At one point, I think we talked about it in an earlier Curmudgeons where, at one point I was homeless, and that's why the Pay It Forward campaign is so important to me, is that if it wasn't for people looking out for me, who knows where my path would have been. And there's so many people in our lives that we touch. And again, I am really not trying to pat myself, but you had said in the podcast that I, from Phoenix, like, supported you and believed in you and all of those things. Yeah. And Nacho, I got to be honest with you, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we were, like, basically I didn't know that I was touching you, and you have no idea who you're going to touch by telling your story, because you're clearly, like we started out talking about, you're clearly a personality and a success story. And I would really, if you're comfortable talking about it, I'd love to hear your rise from the ashes.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we came down here. I have a passion, and my passion is always based around cars. I love going fast. I love being able to work on them, fix them, make them go fast, keep them clean, make them shine, make them stand out. And that's what led me to take a step and say, you know what? I've always been told I had a talent by my mom, and everybody. If I cleaned a car, they were like, "You're freaking good. You should do this. You should do this. You are really good." And I finally said, "Okay, well, let me do it." And so back then I was living in an apartment, so we didn't have a house. Now we have a house. So that enabled me to go even further than just trying to do something from my house or just in the apartment building type deal. And that was my big break. And I really didn't know at that time which direction I should go, what are chemicals, what's good to use. Um, you know, what's the best product should I get for to do this? So I had to educate myself, and YouTube was a big factor. Um, Watching Miranda, watching Brian from Apex, um, right on, Apex, um, Papa Smurf, um, Fab Automotive. I was watching all these guys and Panda Organizer. I was doing all that, and I was educating myself, and not just educating myself, but I was taking bits and pieces from the guys that were around on the YouTube that I was watching. I took that, I molded it into something that works for me, and now here we are. I'm out here now. Now we got a home.
Yeah. Man, you were so proud of that, and I was so proud of you. You were showing me like the whole process. You showed me the pictures, and this is the place. Oh man, I was so happy for you.
You know why? See, me being back in Maryland, me being a plumber, I made really good money. Unfortunately, I didn't do right with my money.
Okay.
And down here, I talk to my wife, she tells me she's never had a home. She's never had a house. So what does that do for a man? It makes you fight harder. It's like, okay, I'm putting boots on the ground, baby. I'm going to make this happen for you. And so I did everything possible that I could think of, to make this a reality for her, to get her a home. And to this day, this is her home. This is hers. Has nothing to do with that house. Has nothing to do with me. But that door right there, this is my house, and we are in my house, part of the house now. And I didn't care what she does on the inside as long as I had this on the outside, because this is where I can make magic happen. This is where my passion is on display, which is inside this garage, and being able to do what I do and do it to the best of my ability.
Good. That's fantastic. The transition from plumber to what are you doing now down in Texas?
I'm actually I'm a line locator, so I locate utilities underground with a radio detection device. So I know where I use CAD and maps and things like that, and I can see what's underneath the ground at a given location, like at your house or restaurant. Before anybody digs, they have to call 811, and then
and they get you on the phone.
I get a ticket, and then once I get a ticket, I come out there, I check the location, I locate the utilities that are within the area before they dig, and then once that ticket's submitted, then the state will submit or issue the permit to dig in the ground.
And so you went. So you're doing that, and from the podcast, you said you're doing about 55 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then you do your detailing on the weekend. Yeah. What was it about detailing? I mean, I kind of know the answer to this, but what was it about that was the allure of the detailing aspect of it? I know that you said that you needed to get a new hobby from drag racing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, how do you land on detailing? It's tough work, man. It is tough work. It's hot and it's grueling, and you're bent over and you're into like little contortions. And it can't be easy being down in Texas. Oh man, like there's nothing about detailing that was really. I mean, I enjoy the end game, but getting there is grueling.
Yeah, for sure. Being a plumber, I'm kind of a contortionist as well, because I have to get underneath sinks, wrap myself around toilets. I was picking up toilets, water heaters, hauling them out, doing everything.
I'm sorry. Did you say toilets?
Toilets, yeah.
Oh, you said toilets. All right, I just wanted to be sure we were talking about toilets.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so I was doing all that, but again, passion in me, being a given person, I wanted to give back to people around me. I like seeing people successful other than myself. So I wanted to do what I know I was good at, which is cleaning and making things look good, and providing something to people around me that I can help. I've always been in a service job because of the simple fact that I am a person that service. So I will service, you know, you or anybody else that way, because that's the part of me that I give out. You know, it comes from the heart.
Sure.
And um, detailing for me was an outlet because, one, I'm around cars. Okay, well, I love cars, and of course they may not be mine. They may be nice and fancy, and they may not be mine, but I love cars. And so I said, let me do this and get into this, and that's what I did. I didn't stop. I just kept going. And I knew I was going to be successful because it was coming from the right place. So you can't stop something that is coming from within the heart. And I just had to get it out there. And I wanted to do it my way, to make a difference and help other people that may be around me or watch me or say, hey, there's Nacho Man, or hey, what's he's doing? Let me, you know, I wanted to do that. I wanted to get out there and make a difference. And here we are. I'm in a community now. I support this community. My work comes from this community.
Are they supporting you back?
Yeah, they support me.
That's great. I mean, that's fantastic.
That's where all these cars come from. It's just from me servicing this community, and I also give back to the community by sponsoring events or schools, or I try to participate as much as I can. Given that I work as much as I do, I work a lot, and I need to be able to make time, not just for that, but for my family as well, my wife and things like that. So it's a juggling act. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Would I like to do this full time? I would wholeheartedly love to do this full time and make this my permanent job, but I'm just not there yet. And will I get there?
Now, when you say you're not there yet, are you talking skill or are you talking volume? Because everybody can attest that you're putting out some pretty decent. You're putting out some pretty decent details, better than better than what I do.
Volume, and and part of that being volume is I'm not marketing enough on the outside of my I wouldn't say comfort zone, but I wouldn't advertise more outside my community.
Right.
I'm not going to places and putting my card and doing things like that.
How big of a town are you in?
It's a small town. Josephine is a really small town.
Are you close to a bigger town?
Yeah, I got like Royce City. I got Rockwall, things like that. So yeah, there's plenty of cars that need attention, and it's up to them to want to do it. Do you
have a lot of competition down there?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people. There's plenty of detailers out here. Big time mobile guys. There's a lot of mobile guys and things like that. And I'm not mobile. I'm garaged. But there's benefits to me being garaged that being mobile you can't. You don't have.
For sure.
So I'm able to get coatings and do things like that if the customer chooses to want to do a coating. Where when you're mobile, you don't have that. You got to be out of direct sun. You got to get yourself in an area where you can do that. So having a garage is good. I also I also have them, when they drop the car off, you know, I drive them back. I drop
Right.
them back off. I have some customers who are older that may not be in walking distance of my house, so I have to take them back. So I'll drive them back and I'll pick them up. You know.
Sure. So you're doing 55-hour weeks, Monday through Friday, which is,
Yeah.
it's over 10 hours, a 10-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're limited to 24 hours in a weekend.
Yep. Yep. And I can
How many
only
cars
do.
are you doing? I mean, like, what's your turnover?
Well, one car a day. Depends. If it's a deep clean, it takes me 5 to 7 hours. If it's an SUV, big. Uh, Most of these people have been watching me, have seen the cars that I do. They're pretty hammered. They're not something that you could just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and be done with. You got to actually really physically clean this stuff, and so it takes time. So I've done 3 cars in a day, but at that point, my legs feel like noodles. I can't walk, and I got to go to sleep and wake up and try to do this again all by myself.
Right.
Um, I don't
So,
have, an extra hand to say, hey, can you just do the windows while I do this? I don't have that around me. So
right.
I got to do everything, and it's the deep cleans that get me the most. Is where I'm using an extractor or a steamer, or I got to really get into the seats and do all that. That to me is very time consuming um, for interiors. But the way that I put my packages, I don't just do interiors, okay? Because you will lose money on an interior any day. So I put it as one package. This is what it is. This includes all this. This is what I got for you. It's a take it or leave it system, and it works because guess what? I'm not going to half-ass it. Excuse me. Um, I'm not gonna half-ass it and say, oh, well, you just want this or you just want that. No, 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 no. You're getting everything done right. So when you leave here, you don't have to call me later and say, well, you didn't even do this or you didn't do that. What? How come this is still laying here?
And
You know?
you do a flat rate. You don't like see the car and then be like, well, this car is, it's got
Oh no.
10 inches of dog hair in the back. It's going to cost you a lot more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I always have my customers send me pictures. I ask them to send me pictures, current pictures of their vehicle, inside and out. And based on the pictures, I get them an estimate on where they're going to be. Now, will that change? That could change once the vehicle's in front of me because I can't always see everything within the picture.
Sure.
But then I'll address that once they're at my once they're in my presence. I can actually physically
So
go
it's
in
an
and
estimate, and then you can make it.
correct.
Oh, hey, Papa Smurf's finally back with us.
What's up, Papa Smurf?
Been saving this for him.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's just an estimate. It gets them an idea of what they're looking at. I give them a time frame. Hey, this is how long it's going to take me to do this, and that way I'm setting an expectation for them before they arrive, so that when they do get here, I don't hit them with an okey doke, and they go, oh well, it's $200 more. If I set an expectation, this is what you're going to be looking at. Let's have the vehicle here and we'll go with the rest of the stuff. I don't like to nickel and dime people. I like to, especially with me doing videos of vehicles, they need to be in pristine condition. I don't want, I can't be advertising, well, this is my type of work. You know what I mean? So I have to have it looking as good as I can get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Can you read your phone?
Let me see. Okay, yeah.
Can you?
What am I looking for?
I sent you a text message.
Oh. I'd have to get out.
All right, then don't worry about it. Can you stabilize your phone a little bit? Somebody's feeling seasick.
Oh, that's because I'm holding it with my left hand.
Oh, well. Well, hold it with your right then. Whatever's more stable, or a tripod even.
The right hand is going to be more stable.
Okay. I bet it is. It's a little stronger for some reason. I don't even know. Anyway, I called 555 and I got a busy signal. Yeah, it rings pretty much nonstop, 24 hours a day. Keith, seriously, just call back. Keep trying. You eventually will get through. Alrighty. Okay, so this kind of dovetails into the next kind of couple of questions. You know, when I say that you're more of a personality on social media versus an influencer, you bring such flavor to your videos, especially some of the non-detailing videos where you're dancing or you're getting crazy and all that stuff, and it's fun. And I think that this world needs more laughter. I think that they do.
Sure.
But based on what we just talked about, like, how do you stay motivated? Like, I've just done like a 10-day stretch, and it's like, you know, I'm staring down. Do I have to work tomorrow? I just need to recharge my batteries. You 55 hours a week, doing the details on the weekend, and still providing the content. Do you feel like you're slowing down? How do you stay motivated? What advice can you give to, you know, a guy who's detailing, you know, 55 to 70 hours a week, just to, like you said, to provide for your family? You know, your focus was getting the house for your wife, and you're driven. So,
yeah.
To answer all 16 questions that I just threw at you, go ahead.
Yeah, it just comes down to passion, how bad you want something. I want it bad. And so I'm very goal orientated. I set a goal and I don't stop until I achieve it. If there's something in my way, either I go around or I go through it. I'm coming. And that's just my mentality. That's how I think about what I do when I'm detailing. I want to make a difference in people's lives, and that's why I do what I do. And so that gives me motivation, because I know that there's people out there that may want to detail or may want to do something, and I want to show them better ways of doing it. I want to show them, you know, good products to use. What do I find that's a great product to use that actually works for me? And I want to share that with people. I want people to be motivated to do something positive in their life. You know, there right now in the world that we live in, there's so much negativity. It's great to have something that's uplifting and inspiring and something to be a part of. And detailing to me is like a family. I don't care if you're my competition or not, you're still detailing, bud. And to me, you're still family. You know, you can call me if you need help, or if I need help, I should be able to reach out to you. We're all in this together. So that's my passion. That's what keeps me motivated to make a difference, to keep going. Do I get slowed down? Yeah, I do. Is there days where I just want to cut it off and go, yeah, I'm done? Sure. But I don't let that happen. I keep pushing. Maybe sometimes a little too hard, but yeah. I keep going.
I call it the Wheel of Woe. And you know, anybody that's in my inner circles heard me say the Wheel of Woe 100 times. Yeah, the Wheel of Woe comes from Conan the Barbarian, where he's taken prisoner as a little child, and they take him north and they stick him on the Wheel of Woe, and he's pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and you know, it does like a time elapse, and he starts out as a little kid, and then at the end of it, when he's bought by a slave trader, you know, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? At the transformation. And it's just like, you just have to keep pushing on the Wheel of Woe until you get there, until you get to that level that you want to be at. There is no off season. There's no bad days. There's no calling out. There's no sick time. There's too many things that are riding on your shoulders, your business, your customers. That they don't want to hear, I was sick. They don't want to hear, I was tired. They don't want to hear that. They want the results. They want you to make the mark. Now, most people in this community are very forgiving and they're very loving. My mentor, Brian from Apex. When I first started out, and he's listed all of my products on his website that sells competition. His BC1 is a direct competition to Chronos, and yet they're both on his website.
Yeah.
And I say, well, why would you do that for me? And he was like, one, there's plenty for everybody, and then two, I promised you that I would help you, so I'm going to help you. Again, going to the Pay It Forward campaign, like there's no reason other than our friendship for him to do something like that. And that's at the detriment of his business. He's helping me. My Titan versus his BC3, my Immortal versus his BC2. Direct competition. And he does it without blinking. He does it without... He asks for nothing in return. So I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said that everybody in this community, they talk to each other, they share. Clifford was just saying about how you guys traded notes, and apparently he helped you along the way to kind of to hone your technique.
Yeah, Big Red helped me a lot. I mean, he helped guide me in the direction that I am now. He supported me when I had issues or I got questions. Hey, it's not doing this, or hey, how am I getting this result when I'm looking for this result? Big Red was there, so he was my go-to for quite some time until I got up on my feet. When we think about what we do out here and we think of it as a job, it's a lot different when you think of it as a passion. When you're doing something as a passion, it comes out as passion. You're thinking of it as a job, well, then you start thinking, well, I gotta do this. I gotta go make a buck. Then you lose what's important because you're doing a service for somebody, right? So you're trying to be a giving person by providing them a detailed service. Okay. That's showing your passion. To me, when I see a clean vehicle or someone who loves to take care of their car and they say, hey, can I get a coating, or hey, can I get this or that? Obviously, they love their car. I love them people because they have passion about their vehicle. That's the type of customers that I enjoy having around because they know my passion. Because if they want it done to their car, they see my car and they go, oh, wow. That's that part of the passion that burns in all of us. A big thing with detailing, when we think about detailing as a job, especially starting out, for me anyway, I think it goes for everybody. You want to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Okay, so as being me coming from outside, coming into the industry, I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to be a part where I can make a difference and I can be a part of something. I wanted to feel like I was bigger than myself. And that's when, I reached out to Phoenix E.O.D. And I started talking to him, and he gave me a shot and a chance to go on this adventure. And that's what I did. Once I got that opportunity, I felt like I was a part of something bigger than myself, right? And I said, oh, wow, this is great. He's going to give me a shot. And it gave me something to work for, because I wanted to not only make customers happy, but I want to make sure that I make Phoenix E.O.D happy, because it's something bigger than me.
Can I interrupt you for a second? It's really, really funny. It's really funny that you say that because I was introduced to you through Jamie, that Jamie Lartenson, on Facebook, and you guys had gotten into a back and forth about Titan.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't know you at all. I was just there in the chat room,
Yeah.
and I said, if you aren't 100%, about Titan, I'll give you all your money back plus shipping. I'll give it all back to you. You will lose nothing.
Yeah.
For trying it. And you were like, okay, I'm gonna put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And that's what started the whole thing. And I like walking into that conversation the way that I did. Like, I just assumed that you were a detailer, established, and the whole nine yards. I didn't know. Like, I was being, braggadocious at the time.
Yeah.
I was a young man in the game, and I'm like, you'll try it, you'll like it. And I had no idea that it was going to lead to this friendship. And I can tell you, like I said, everybody in my circle, I remember saying to them, General Nacho Man, I'm glad he's on our team. I'm glad he's on our team, because that guy, wow, he is a fireball of personality. I'm just glad he's on our side. So,
Thanks, man.
and you did. You hit that. You beat the drum, and I think that you gave back to me in triplicate anything that I gave to you.
Yeah.
You're again, being a young chemical company, and like you said, the passion of creating these products and the reason why it takes so long, and when it takes so long to create a product, and given my level of, I guess the word isn't, it's not arrogance, but pride. We're very prideful people. The sins of a father are passed down from generation to generation.
Right.
And I come from a very long line of prideful men. To release a product, I want it to compete, if not be the best. I want it to compete with the best. And then to have someone like you that was just like over the moon about it. That's the fuel that inspires me.
Yeah.
When we just launched the Peleus panel prep, and people are coming back to me and saying, hey, like this is the next level. You're competing with the best of the best with this product. That is what inspires me. That's what helps me get back on that wheel of woe every single day when I don't want to push it, when I don't want to be there, and you're pushing that wheel. It's because you go, you know what? It's because of Nacho Man. It's because of Fab. It's because of Papa Smurf. It's because of Tim. And it's because of Hawaii Tim. It's because of all these guys that are just like, whatever it is that you're doing it right. Keep it up.
Yeah,
that's the fuel. That's the fuel that fires me. So
it is. And Titan's a home run, but I was very skeptical. But I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I needed to have, because I'd been trying products before I came to Phoenix E.O.D, and all of them were missing the mark in my eyes on what I was looking for. I like the sensation. When it comes to detailing, we think of waxes. Me being an older guy, I used to wax my car all the time. I don't mind waxing. But what waxing did compared to all these other products that were on the market didn't have, which was slickness. And it's not the type of slickness that people say, oh, this product's slick. No, that product's not slick, man. Slickness is when you're actually applying it. If you can feel that slickness as you're applying, that is a slick product. A product that slickens up over time, that's a different story. I'm not worried about that, because damn, I'm not going to touch it right now. I ain't going to touch it 2 hours from now. I want to be done with it. So I'd like to have a product that's a when I'm using it, is super slick, nice and smooth. It makes my it it makes my microfiber just glide right across the panel. Uh, no streaks. I don't have to sit here and buff it like 5, 10, 20 times to get it to go away. And that's what Titan did. And I was like, wow, this is an amazing product. I said, this is great. I love this stuff. And and still to this day, it is still the slickest product out there. You cannot find anything else on the market that is slicker than Titan. I can guarantee you on that. You can find stuff that is close.
What's going to suck is that when somebody does tap into it and reverse engineer it and makes it, then I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and make another one. And then everybody and their mom's going to be, is this Titan 1 or is this Titan 2? And I'm going to be like, oh.
But the biggest thing is that to me, that right there, it's like putting icing on a cake. Another thing that your product did for me when I was using it was the fact that I felt like I was applying something. I didn't feel like I was just using a regular spray and I wiped it and just, okay, I just wiped it. I actually felt like I was applying something. So I actually felt like I could feel it doing something. You know what I mean? And so that intrigued me, and that's what kept me using Titan. And I have customers now that won't, even though I have new products and I got all this other stuff, they won't use anything else but Titan because they see the results on the vehicle.
People are going to start coming out of the woodworks about all the places that they've used. Like, I think that's one of the more exciting parts about the products. Titan, Kraken.
Kraken! I love Kraken.
I know you do. Yeah. I know you do. You've been beating the Kraken drum from the very, very beginning.
Yeah. Kraken.
I think when I send you Kraken, I actually have to add extra apple scent to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Kraken is crack to me. That stuff is so good. I love that stuff.
All right.
Does everything well.
Let's talk about some of these starred questions here first. Nacho Man, I agree. You do some great work. Going back to
I appreciate it, brother.
Going back to paying it forward. This gentleman here, Mike Seward, you have done great things for him. You introduced the two of us together. He lives not too far up the street from me, about a half an hour or so. He's an excellent fellow. He admires you tremendously, and he's been putting out some really fantastic work. And I can only assume a lot of it's under your tutelage.
Yeah. Well, we've been friends now. Mike and I, we've been friends for quite some time. We've met we're Facebook friends. And, when I was down, what's cool about Mike is it's a little something that you don't know, but when I was down and I needed help is back when I had cancer. And, I was going through stuff and I needed help. And, I didn't care. I just needed some type of help. And Mike was there for me. He actually sent me a check for $25 to help me out. That is freaking amazing. That is somebody who has a good heart. And so he helped me out of my slump when I needed it. And I'm going to always be there for him because I'm grateful that he was there for me when I needed it. Because you never know when something's going to happen. And so that he showed me that he was going to be there. I wanted to be there for him. And so he's followed me all the step of the way. And, the best thing I could do for him was, show him the things that I'm doing, what I'm using, what works and what I like and things like that. And it built passion in him as well, because this is something that he wanted to do. And it was an outlet. And so we just built upon that. And, lo and behold, I didn't know y'all were actually that close together. And it was like, hey, did you know I'm right next to Phoenix? I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah, we took a whole bunch of pics and sent them to you to make you jealous.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was just like, I didn't know y'all were that close, and I know that Mike wanted to to try stuff and get into it and things like that, and that's kind of why I was the giving nature that I did was, pay it forward to him, and I got him to get into it. And there he was, and he's doing phenomenal with it. I mean, you should see
Yeah, he
the
is.
cars he's putting out and the work that he's doing. I've been so proud and happy of him, and he.
Yeah, he came down to visit one. He's been down here to the warehouse a few times. He came down one time and I wasn't here, and I just felt so bad because I just didn't like. It's not very often that we get walk-ins. We're primarily e-commerce, and so I wasn't even thinking about it. I think it was a day after a holiday or something, and he had come down, and I was like, "Dude, you got to you have my number. Call me, text me before you come down, because I know it's only a half an hour, but still, I feel like I was wasting your time." Fab's in the house. He was talking about your coasters on the wall back there.
Oh, you like?
Being that it is the holiday season and whatnot, we have these wonderful coasters. I
don't know how to flip the camera around, guys.
It's all right. I have some. I have a few myself right here. There you go. You got it. Got these wonderful coasters, and this amazing apple juice mug. It does say apple juice on it, so that we can show it to the kids. His brother-in-law, who farted, makes all of this stuff, and I know that we keep talking about it. But again, if you are looking for a unique, awesome, it doesn't have to be Phoenix brand or whatever, but if it's whatever you want it to be, your own logo, a friend, a family member, a picture of somebody, a loved one, a dog that may have passed, whatever, get in contact with Who Farted and have him work out a one-of-a-kind, original, awesome, he just sends me stuff, and it is the coolest stuff. I said who farted. That's his IG handle. Now I know what you're thinking. I said who farted.
Yeah.
That is not his name. It is hoof, as in like.
Oh.
A hoof.
Oh.
Hearted, as in your heart. Hoof hearted.
Oh.
Hearted.
Oh, okay.
But you got to say it really fast, like you're, like that. What's that chemical company's name? That penis. Yeah, penis. So you have to say it fast, like penis and who farted. But anyway, the knife magnet. I can't show it to you because it's in my man cave, Fab. But the knife, I talked about it last week. The knife magnet is awesome. It's this board. It's in Phoenix colors. It's got like this magnetic band in the middle of it. It's got all of the stickered logos from all of the horsemen all over. I'll bring it in for next week's show. With my brother. It's gorgeous, and it's a knife magnet. You mount it to the wall, and real chefs and whatnot, they can just throw their knives up there, and it holds it so that you can use it when you're ready to start cooking and stuff. Fantastic work. He does fantastic work.
Hey, and Fab, I know you're probably looking and you're like, hey, wait a minute, why am I on the bottom? They're not in order, brother. Trust me.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I do anything related to the horsemen, I always do it in the order that you would use the products. So Apex soap goes first, then Papa Cut, then Fabulous Finishing Polish, then Gloss and Wax. So it's not in any particular order other than in the way that you would use those products. And that's how I always do all of my lineups.
Well, you know something with mine, and you see and you say, well, they're not in the order. They kind of are in a way because it's from who I started following the first time I got on the YouTube. I put you at the top because you're Phoenix E.O.D. But the first person that I actually gravitated to, which was Papa, I gravitated towards Papa at first, and then from there, I went to Apex. Which
You know, he's a really good guy to gravitate towards first. You know that guy.
I love watching him.
That guy Fab can be a real jerk. I mean, he can he'll blow you off. He will ignore you. He'll probably call you names. So yeah, I can understand why he'd be at the bottom. Is he at the bottom? Yeah, I can see why he's at the bottom. I love apple juice.
Hey, but look, you're still hanging up there, brother. So you're all good. You're good. No complaints.
It's gonna get off the rails quickly. Alrighty. I think there might have been one more starred question. I can't remember. We're doing pretty good. We're about an hour into the show. We should probably do a trivia question. I haven't shipped out the trivia questions winners from last week. I probably don't even remember who they were.
Yeah, Kraken. Shine your light, bro. Kraken. Man, you know, if people have never used the APC before, Kraken is a must-have. Okay, that APC will change the way you think about an all-purpose cleaner. I've heard stories. Oh, well, you can't use that. Let me tell you, Kraken, you can. Okay, because
Nacho, keep it rolling.
Yeah, Kraken does what other APCs don't do, and it delivers every single time. And you know, a little bit goes a long way. And I think it's a 9.5 pH, which is great. It has good cleaning power, and use it on interiors. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That's my favorite. Next to Titan, Kraken is literally my favorite product because it can do so many things. What we got there? You know, we might be on a big screen, but I'm on a phone, and
This is one of the products that I'm working on right now. It's an interior cleaner. It's as powerful as Kraken, but it is like a million times like gentler, if that makes sense.
okay.
But it also acts as an odor neutralizer as well. So it's got a deodorizer in it, and it cleans, and it's safe on all interior components.
Leather.
Yeah, man, this stuff is off the chart.
So it'll clean leather, plastic, vinyl.
Yep, pleather.
Carpet.
Yep, carpet, upholstery. You know, anytime you're dealing with suede, be careful. Find an inconspicuous area and test it first. But yeah, all of the above, man.
Especially micro suede, man. That stuff is crap.
For sure, but this stuff, it smells so good and it works so well. It cleans and cleans and cleans. It's so much fun. This is my favorite part of the job. I'll just tell you. This is like product development's my favorite.
Yeah, it's fun.
It really is.
That's why I have a lot of products. People are like, man, you have a whole bunch of stuff. Well, because I like to play.
Yeah. But unlike some people, I like to play with my stuff as opposed to playing with other people's stuff.
Yeah. I do that a lot too. That's why I'm so steady with this right hand.
Hey, what's in that vape pipe, sir? No, don't ask. I don't want to know. Looks like Phoenix is heading west this time for the Phoenix tour, huh? I don't really know what we're doing. I think I'm on the fence about going to Mobile Tech. I think that's in January. But that's in Florida, so that would be south. Mr. Big Red. Family friendly, not this week. Nope. Anyway, to finish out the starred questions, Papa Smurf wants to know, what is the worst car you ever had to detail?
The worst one? Oh, well, there's a whole bunch of them, bud. But the worst one is the ones that I get where a lot of these people in this community have dogs, and for some reason, these fences around here are cheap, so dogs are always roaming around the damn neighborhood. But I get a lot of dog hair. Sometimes, my worst. I got ones that dog hair. You got somebody left rotted food in their car, and I got to get the smell out. And I've had, you name it, nasties upon nasties. But I get that. That's kind of like a frequent thing for me over here. So when you see me doing a deep clean, you see that end result. I try to share what it used to be before to where it is now, because you kind of get the idea of, damn, it was pretty bad shape. And so all of them seem to be pretty bad shape around here.
Okay. If you had a magic wand, or I should say, what is your favorite car versus if you had a magic wand, what car would it be?
My favorite car? My favorite car that I want is a 69 Chevy Chevelle with racing stripes, ghost racing stripes, green with black ghost racing stripes. That's the car I want. That's my dream car.
Okay. So yeah, this year, just to kind of one step further, this year, if I go to Mobile Tech, I don't think I'm going to set up shop. I kind of walked into Southern Detailers Conference blind and really overshot. I overshot. Packed way more material, did a whole bunch more stuff than I should have. But I was, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So I think this year, I'm going to probably just attend Mobile Tech as an attendee, walk it, the floor, and see what it's all about. Kind of get the lay of the land, and then, aim for basically setting up shop for Mobile Tech 2025. I'm in no rush. Our sales, Phoenix is growing exponentially. I think we're up 154% over last year, all of last year, and that was in September. We were up in sales 154% over the previous year. So I'm in no rush to gather up as many foot soldiers as possible. The slow and steady chipping away, just word of mouth, and you being a general in the Army and beating the the people that have used the product really like the product, and their word of mouth is traveling, and the Phoenix family, the Phoenix Army is growing at such an incredible rate, just from this community. These 40 some people that watch the live stream, and they talk about it and they share it with two people and then they share it with two people. I think Adrian, he and I, we have a meeting set up for next Tuesday where he's got some big plans that he wants to do under the Phoenix banner. So things are really exciting for Phoenix. And again, that puts us right into great position of the pay it forward. The very existence of me being here, the ability to move into a bigger warehouse, to be thinking about expanding into an even bigger warehouse than this, it's all part of the pay it forward. I could not exist without you guys, period. So I definitely want to keep focusing in on the pay it forward campaign that we're currently in the middle of. We want everybody to nominate somebody. Send a quick story to info@phoenixeod.com. Nominate a brother, a sister, a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, a friend, a colleague. Last year we had nominations from, hey, I have this kid who details my car. He does a great job. I think he could do better with better products. And then again, Nacho Man, I didn't know your story. I think you would have been a contender if you had really told me the story.
I thought you did. Because, I never had the opportunity. But
I mean, to be perfect, to cut you off, clearly to cut you off and to interrupt you, like I've asked you 3 times to give me your backstory. You still kind of skirted around it. You were just kind of like, it's a money issue, and you moved on.
Yeah.
Like, there are people that are hurting that are going to watch this that we don't know that we're touching. We don't know that we're connecting with that person.
Right.
And they could be going through the very same thing that you went through 2 years ago, that I went through in 2008. 2000. I remember. God, this is way too dark for a Saturday night.
Yeah.
2008. There was a picture of my son and a gun in my hand.
Yeah.
And I'm squatting in in an abandoned house, and I'm, these are my 2 options. I can continue to drive forward, or I can just punch out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a real story. And I'm not saying other than to be an inspiration to anybody that's listening. Keep pushing on that wheel. You will find a way out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can pay it forward. And there are wonderful, beautiful people in my life that recognized that I was hurting and stepped in. My old EMT partner, when he found out that I was squatting, he was like, this is not going to stand. I'm going to go talk to my dad. And his dad was a big doctor, and they pulled me out of the fire.
Yeah.
And allows me, that was 2006, so that allows me 13 years later to do this for some, to a whole bunch of other people. Yeah. And to I'm in a position now where I can hopefully make a really, really good product for a reasonable price that will allow somebody to, I was thinking about this, the pregame show of what I wanted to talk about during this. I think towards the end of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, we really lost, the idea of going into a trade, and having a trade is just as valuable as a higher education, if not more valuable than a higher education.
It is very, you are correct, because you know what a trade does compared to, let's say, a degree from a college. A trade is something that cannot be taken from you. You cannot be replaced. Having a degree is great. Sure, it opens up doors. But you still need to have that hands-on experience. And trades are the way to go. And that's why my whole family's been in a union, local 602 steam fitters out of Landover, Maryland. And I followed their footsteps. The only difference is I was the only plumber in the family. Everybody else has been HVAC, refrigeration, and things like that. So I got into plumbing, and that's what I've been doing for so long. 20 plus years was being a plumber, and this moving down here, it was a money thing because. Oh, my license didn't transfer down here. They want me to jump through hoops down here. So I didn't have time to go do their courses. Remember, I only had $200 to my name. Yeah. So I had to be able to put food on that table. I had to keep a roof over our head. So I had to get a job. And I was accepting any kind of job that I could find. And, even though it paid 10 times less than what I was making, I did the job, and then I just kept moving until I found something that I could be at. And then now where I'm at now, I'm able to make opportunities doing the things that I love, which is detailing. So, do the corporate company I'm with, do they like that? No, they actually hate that. They want to suck the life out of me. But they have to understand that this is my life, and detailing is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. Well, both of my stepsons are in trade. One is an electrician, one is HVAC, and
that's awesome.
dude, they're killing it. They're killing it.
You'll never not have a job.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need a plumber? Who doesn't need an HVAC guy? Who don't need a electrician? Matter of fact, I could use an electrician right now.
Hey, I think Texas Didi is signing off. Thanks for coming out, Didi. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Didi.
So basically, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, like, I learned at the old job, that there were younger guys that could come in, and they don't have to be, master craftsmen. They can perform a real quick wash, and and a light paint correction, or a good waxing, and make enough to get dinner, to put food on the table that night. You know what I mean? So it's a profession that you can get into very, very easily. And that was kind of in the back of my mind, where the pay it forward comes from, is that even if you aren't, a Nacho Man caliber detailer, you could be, just trying to figure it out, trying to get your feet back underneath you, trying to do what you need to do to make a couple of bucks. That was the idea from it. But at the same time, as the campaign evolved last year, we learned that there was so much more to it than just, somebody who was down on their luck. There were, people that worked really, really hard for a really long time and provided for their families. I think one of the winners, I think he was the first place winner. He wasn't the grand prize winner. Richard Seam was the grand prize winner, but I think he might have been first or second place, where it was just like, I want to nominate my husband. He's been turning the wheel for, and providing for the whole family, and doing this and doing that. And I think that, this would really be, it would really mean something to him to know that we all pay attention and notice, how much he's been sacrificing for the family. And, those kind of stories go a long way. And then, of course, I really could use a hand stories go a long way. And not to keep beating this horse, Nacho, but like, if I had only known, you definitely would have, like, your story is fantastic. And it would have, I know that it would have carried a lot of weight with the judges. It would have. I just, but when we looked at it and it was like, my story, I nominate myself. We were all like, I don't know what his story is. I know that he's a really big enthusiast, and I felt like it would be self-serving if I rewarded him just for being like a real Phoenix, band member. I was like, I feel like it would be. I don't know if I could do that. Like, I love the fact that he's a champion for Phoenix, but I can't be. It can't be about Phoenix. It has to be about the person that we're giving it to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does. It does. And, I wish I would have said something, but, I didn't, because, I was afraid that maybe I would have lost the opportunity to do great things for Phoenix E.O.D, because, well, I didn't fit the mold of a detailer, or I was just some random dude off the street. I didn't want to let nobody down, and so I kind of sucked it up and did what I had to do to make things happen. But I wish I would have said something, and I end result, would I'd still be in the same place I am now. You gave me the opportunity by just being there and being a giving person, and trusting me, and just to do what I do. That meant a lot to me. So it made me feel like I was a part of something already, even if I didn't tell you everything.
Yeah. Well, you definitely were. You definitely were. Again, just listening to the Detail Dive podcast, you are a personality, and you're a name that appears in every circle. Every circle, everybody knows who Nacho Man is. So, and you're a force for good which is awesome. And basically going back to a conversation that you and I had earlier today, where somebody from the old world posted something very negative on the Pay It Forward campaign video for tonight.
Yeah.
And she was just talking evil. You had said, what you had said in response to it was, "Hey, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I hope that you can forgive, and I hope that you can move forward, and I hope that, there's something better out there." And I'm looking at it, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, wow, you're still holding on to something that didn't happen 2.5 years ago. Like, Phoenix is 2.5 years old, and you're still holding on to something that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're holding on to it 2.5 years later, I think says more about you than it says about us.
Yeah.
But it's that purity and that goodness that you bring, that this whole community. I keep pointing to, this is where the comment section is on my screen.
Okay.
But this whole community over here is filled with the same type of people that want to pay it forward, that do love each other, that do forgive each other. Things happen. Hey, there's who farted. Who farted? Just joined the party. Hoof, you missed the whole segment all about you and only about you. It was fantastic. Everybody knows who you are now.
Yeah, we hear all about it.
Anyway, all right, so we segued out of that. Let's give away something, and then kind of wrap this up. I think we beat the Pay It Forward campaign band hard enough. It is an hour and 15 minutes into the episode. People are starting to drop off. It is a Saturday night. People have been so gracious with your time. Thank you so much for coming out on a Saturday night, hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Mike, am I allowed to call you Mike, or does that have to be Nacho?
You can call me Nacho. No,
Nacho.
You can call me Nacho.
Whoa. Nacho. We're only at Nacho level. All right, Nacho. I love you, brother. Honestly, for real, man. Like, you honestly, there are some dark nights around here, and when it's guys like you, and guys like every single person in this chat room, just it gives you that internally compelled push forward, and it's just like, why am I doing this? Why some jackwagon that I've never met before has posted a negative review on Amazon, and you're gonna have 200 people say something nice about you, but that one person that says something really, really horrible, and it's not even like, it wasn't for me. It was, this sucked. It smells like sewer water. I hate it. Blah 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 blah. And you're just like, wow, like, why would somebody do that?
Well, they're lying at that point when they say sewer water, because it don't.
Right. And as far as I'm concerned, besides Hydra might smell better than Titan, but Titan smells so good. Yeah. Like, when you say that it smells like sewer water, I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? You're just being a jerk to be a jerk. Anyway, let's give something away. Apelius panel prep, 16 ounce, 1 pint of panel prep to the first person that can tell me what was the raceway that Nacho Man drag raced at. The first person to tell me where Nacho Man used to drag race at wins a bottle of Apelius.
And if they need a hint, I can give them a hint.
Okay.
It's something that you drink. Think of a drink. Think of a beer.
I'm thinking of apple juice. Does that help?
Yeah, it could. Depends on what kind of apple juice.
US 41, is that right? No. It starts with a B, doesn't it start with a B?
It does start with a B. It does.
If they don't know that, we can go to a different question.
Okay.
I thought that was a pretty fair, easy one, but all right. Nobody was paying attention in the first 15 minutes of the movie. That's fine.
That's great. That's great.
That's fine. All right. Rainbow Road on Mario Kart Speedway. He might. Miller Detailing might win just from creativity alone.
Yeah, for creativity. First, it's Bud Light. I mean, they're getting close. You know, I would drag race.
I bet you. I bet you're a Bud Light kind of guy, aren't you?
No, hell no.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm positive.
No, I don't. I don't know the drag strip, but the Mustang pulled the front wheels off the ground.
Yeah,
It's very close. It's very close.
Yep. So I'm from Maryland,
Right?
and the racetrack begins with a B.
Right? Get in warmer. There is a motocross attached to said drag raceway.
Yep.
Barley stripes. Is that right? Barley stripes. Does that work? Does that work? Is it close?
No, not even.
All right.
Okay, but all right. Put it like this. What's the last part of the track? And I'm going to tell you, it begins with Bud.
Bug.
Bud.
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 Bud. Cold trickle. I
Bud.
love it. Cold trickle.
Yep. Bud's what? Bud's.
I think Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise might have met on the set at the name of that movie. What was that movie?
And the last thing was it's a form of water, Bud, and you can find this body of water in the back of the woods.
I can't believe that nobody here owns a Google search. Drag race, Maryland, bug water. Like Nacho Blue Balls Raceway. That's exactly right. He wins. Miller wins. There, I'm done. I'm done.
Because
Bud Creek, Keith Firebird, once again,
Yep.
the guy who's won every gosh darn concert that or contest that Phoenix has ever done.
Yep.
Keith Firebird wins again.
Yep. Bud's Creek Raceway is where I used to race.
You're a lunatic, Keith Firebird. All right, there's the winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
It would be Bud's Creek. Reds, it would be Bud's Creek.
All right. Okay, so to sum up, you went through some stuff. You had someone believe in you. You want to make a difference. These are all the notes that I took from your podcast. Wanted to make a difference, believing in yourself, not being afraid to take the next step, giving more than what I take. That was an amazing statement. When you said that, like, that is so profound and so selfless that it really sums up exactly what the Pay It Forward campaign is. I want to give more than I take. Hey, Nacho Man, I don't know the fire that you went through that forged you, but you're kind of a beautiful man. I just want you to know that.
If everybody really truly knew, trust me, your feet would burn, because I've been down real bad.
Yeah, I gather when you said that $25 made the difference for you.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty towards the bottom. That's pretty towards the bottom, and it's beautiful that you can that where you're sitting right now. You can say that.
Yeah.
So, this is the Rise from the Ashes Pay It Forward campaign, second annual. We're going to do it again next year, but right now we're in the middle. It's week 2 of the Pay It Forward campaign. I think that we pretty much hammered this exactly why we're doing what we're doing. We're still accepting donations. You can email me, or I should say you can email the company. for nominations, or you can donate stuff if you want. I think we're great on supplies. I think Doug from To Detail It, he nominated a couple people, and he said that he wanted to donate, like stuff out of his garage. And Phoenix, unfortunately, I do want to limit it to Phoenix products, as selfish as it may be. I want to limit it to Phoenix products. But we are accepting shop supplies. So like, towels and things of that nature. Ryan Hansen, who's been listening, he's donated machines. We're great with machines. We have a lot of stuff. There's going to be a grand prize winner, first, second, third place winner. And then there'll be 4 honorable mentions that will get, like a pint of Titan or a pint of Hydra or something like that. I think Titan is probably the easiest to fit in any regiment, as opposed to like, well, I don't know what I want to do with with a Hydra. Not many people panel correct, so a panel prep wouldn't really help them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll probably most likely just be a pint of title, but 4 people will get something in addition to the 4 winners. I guess that's pretty much all. If you want to donate, by the way, there's the address of the warehouse. If there's anything that you want to add, Nacho, what do you like? So what is the next plan for Nacho? You said that you wanted to, at some point, get away from marking dig sites to doing this. So what is the next goal that you are on the wheel of woe to do, sir?
Right now, I'm content. But my goal is to either have a bigger garage, whether that's meaning getting another house and having a 3-car garage, or I actually have a shop. That's ultimately my goal. I would love to do mobile detailing as well, but let's face it, having a shop would be more beneficial to me. Even if I had a shop I had a mobile truck, just I need that spot. So that's probably where it would be. I'd be going towards a bigger garage, or maybe a shop.
Okay. And I guess lastly, to finish this episode 17 of the Curmudgeon's Corner, everybody, we're going to do this again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 8:00. My brother, Eric Trainwreck Burkett, was going to be on his road to the Olympics. We'll know in April of whether or not he's actually going to go to the Olympics, if he made the grade to go to the Olympics. So we'll find out more about his rise to the gold medal next week. But Nacho Man, apparently you throw down an incredible persona for wrestling, and I think everybody wants to hear, what is it? Is it Nacho Man Randy Savage?
Yeah.
Let's hear it, brother.
Oh yeah, snap into some Titan. Yeah. Hey there, brother. Oh yeah.
I got you for 3 minutes. Bonesaw is ready. I love it.
I remember that there, brother. Up in there.
All right, everybody. If you're watching it still, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for coming out on a Saturday night. There's 1,000 million trillion gazillion ways that you could spend your Saturday night, but you decided to hang out with me and Nacho Man, and we are so grateful for that. Again, the Pay It Forward campaign is well into the swing. Week 2. We'd love this community, and we'd love to show the world what this community can do for the world. I'll catch you next week, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Nacho Man, if you want to hang on, we'll chat after the show. Everybody, much love. Appreciate you guys coming out. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.